Snow Cone Mini One Shot. I have some Hey Arnold one shots up now. Enjoy your shitty one shots. In this world since the dawn of time, people had an extreme case of color blindness that nobody could see any kind of color, but this wasn't made known until much later in human history. Soon there was only one solution to be found that would cure being colorblind. You must look your soulmate in the eyes, only then shall your eyes work perfectly. Although there were those who would stay colorblind their whole lives, for they have no soulmate. Something that is feared by all. If you reach the age of 18 and you haven't met your soulmate, then you're screwed. Izuku Midoriya was soon to turn 18 in just a matter of days, and he has yet to meet his soulmate. Mom, it's really not that big of a deal, Izuku said, pouring himself some cereal. Sweetie, I don't want you to be alone your whole life and also colorblind. You have to try and date. She suggested to him. Mom, you can't force someone to be your soulmate. It's destiny and some people don't have them. If I don't have one, then I'm fine. I can just live me life colorblind. It's not that big of a deal, he told her as he ate away. It matters to me. I don't want you to be alone for the rest of the life. She grabbed his arm and started to lead him towards the door. Now listen, I want you to at least try to find your soulmate. If you still can't after the day is over, I will give up on it and you can't come back till midnight. Deal. She offered to him. All right, fine. He agreed so she could finally drop the subject, and he left the house in search of his soulmate. He didn't know where to look specifically, so he just traveled all around the city looking lots of girls in the eyes. Should I try looking guys in the eyes? Nah, I'm straight, he thought, looking at some more girls. Part of him felt like a creep, but he promised his mother that he would at least try to find his soulmate, and he didn't want to lie to his own mother. He went to the park, several restaurants, a video game store, a movie theater, and even the hospital, but making sure that he wore a mask the whole time he was there, and he still couldn't see any color other than black and white. He was about to give up and just wait out the time remaining, but then he remembered one place that he didn't check where people would be. That coffee place, he thought. He went there about once a month and there wasn't a lot of people there usually, but he figured it was just about the only thing left for him to try doing. He headed there on his bike that he got for his birthday when he turned 17 that helped him travel a lot. He pulled up to the coffee place and he locked his bike next to the bike rack. He just barely dodged the dodgeball that almost hit his head. "Kachan, not today please," he begged of his ex-friend who was sitting on a bench with a arc wrapped around a girl sitting next to him. "Shut up, Deku. You still haven't even gotten your soulmate yet. I always knew you would die alone. Unlike me." He bragged even more by kissing his girl on the lips. Yeah, whatever, Kachan. I don't need a girl anyway. If I get one, then great. If I do that, it's fine as well. Now I'm going have fun with whoever that is." Izuku went inside. Story continues below. "My name is Kami, bro," Kami said, but Izuku didn't hear her. Once he went inside, he looked around, but aside from the employees and a 70-year-old man sitting in a booth reading a newspaper, the place was empty. "Well, I came all the way here. Might as well get something," he thought as he approached the counter. Unfortunately, he didn't look hard enough, as there was once more person inside the room who was waiting in a separate line. The person was a girl and she was carrying a cup of coffee which was obviously hot, and she held two hands on it and wasn't looking where she was going and ran smack into Izuku, pouring the hot coffee all over the front of his shirt. Izuku screamed, feeling the hot liquid go through his shirt and onto his chest, which burned. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. The woman apologized and grabbed some napkins, handing them to him. It's alright, miss. He took the napkins and tried to clean himself up, then something happened. He looked up right into his eyes and suddenly he saw something. He saw color. He saw the color of his own skin. The color of the floor. The color of his shoes. He even saw the color of the girl's hair. Holy cow, she's cute. Izuku thought, looking at her and while feeling the stinging pain of the hot coffee. The girl rubbed her eyes. Hey, I can see color. Quote dot. She looked all around in the building, seeing the many colors of the building. Me too. So that must mean, we are soulmates. Izuku never thought that would happen. I guess we should talk then, huh? She suggested. Yeah, we should can I just get a minute to fix this? He asked, pointing at his shirt. Oh yeah, please take your time. Izuku walked to the bathroom with that permission. He cleaned himself up as neatly as he could. Luckily he wouldn't suffer in permanent damage and it only left a red mark all over her chest, which stung a bit. No big deal. Besides, he has his soulmate to deal with now. He slipped out of the bathroom and sat down in the booth facing her. So I guess we should introduce ourselves. Quote dot. He suggested. Before that, I just really want to apologize for that coffee spill. That was a complete accident and I'm sure it burnt like hell, so again I'm really sorry. She apologized once more to him. No, it's fine and it's my fault as well. I didn't even see you and I should have been paying more attention, he assured her. At least my soulmate seems nice so far, the girl thought to herself. Anyway, my name is Ochako Uraraka. Since we are soulmates, we should just go ahead and use our first names. Ochako introduced herself to her soulmate. Oh sure. I'm Izuku Midoriya. He felt himself get a bit nervous. He really wasn't expecting to find his soulmate today. He noticed that she was constantly looking around. Is something wrong? He asked his soulmate. Oh sorry. It's just, well, I never really thought I had a soulmate and now I find out I do. I just find color to be so amazing. It makes me feel really happy that I can see color and now I know that the world is truly beautiful, she said and finished with a smile. Izuku felt his heart warm up at her smile. How about we go see the world then? Let's go and see all we can with our own eyes, he suggested, getting out from his booth. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Ochako got out from her side and they left the coffee shop together. They first stopped by an art museum. I didn't think that you would be into art, Ochako, Izuku said as they walked through the museum. I actually want to be an artist. I told my parents when I was younger if I ever go to see color then that is exactly what I would become. What do you want to be, Izuku? Quote dot. She asked him as she looked at some paintings. I haven't really put much thought into that. Ochako chuckled a bit at his words. I is something funny. Quote dot. He asked her. It's just that when I first saw you I thought you looked pretty plain looking. And now I've gotten to know you some more, you seem more plain, she commented. Is that a bad thing? Quote dot. He asked her. Nah. Being plain is what makes you, you. And that's special in its own way, you know. Although I'm sure there is something interesting about you. So do you have anything interesting? Quote dot. She asked him. Let me think about that. I guess I read a lot of comics. Does that count as interesting? Quote dot. He asked. Sure does. A lot of colorblind people don't really read comics since they can't see any color, so I would definitely say that's interesting. Quote dot. She complimented him, making him blush. Thank you, Ochako. You're pretty interesting yourself. Quote dot. He commented back at her. Oh really? What do you find so interesting about me? She asked him as they started to head towards the exit. Well, you want to be an artist, which is already pretty interesting. You're also really cute. And why? Quote dot. Izuku didn't mean to say that she was cute out loud. Oh. Thank you. Shish turned her head away from him, blushing to herself and getting happy at the compliment. Why, you're welcome. Izuku felt more embarrassed than she did. Izuku, being the kind gentleman that we assume he is, he walked her all the way to her home. You really didn't have to pay for the museum tickets and walk me home, Izuku. I still feel bad spilling my coffee on you, and that just felt like adding salt to the wood, she said to him. I wanted to though, and you can pay next time if you want. Well, I guess I should go. Good night. He turned to leave, but Ochako grabbed his arm, making him stay. Don't you want my phone number? She asked. Oh yeah, I guess that would help. I left my phone at home though. I didn't think I would be out for so long, and my mom did shove me out. He scratched the back of his head. Here, let me see your arm, she commanded. Izuku stuck his right arm out. Ochako opened a marker and she drew her phone number on his arm. Text me as soon as you get back home. Good night, Izuku. Quote dot. She walked towards her home door. Gee, good night, Ochako. Izuku said, watching Ochako go into her house, and he went on his way home. At first he didn't really care if he had a soulmate or not, but now that he didn't, he was really happy. He also made sure to pick up a mop on the way home for when he told his mom. Sorry for the slow update, but it might be a while for the next chapter as well.